Does the black community function under a gynocracy or patriarchy?
The idea of the black community functioning under a quite quote gynocracy is largely a misconception and a harmful stereotype, often rooted in racist and misogynistic ideas about black families.
What?
The prevalent and scholarly consensus is that the black community, like most societies globally, functions under a patriarchy, albeit one that is complicated by the unique impact of racism.
What?
Let's break down why. Understanding the term patriarchy, a social system in which men hold primary power and predominant roles of political leadership, moral authority, social privilege, and control of property. It is typically characterized by male dominance in family structures, and men are often seen as the heads of households. Gynocracy, a system of government or society where women hold primary power or rule. It's important to distinguish this from matriarchy, which specifically refers to a social organization where the mother or oldest female is the head of the family, and descent and relationship are reckoned through the female line. Gynocracy is about political rule by women. The myth of the black matriarchy slash gynocracy.
Okay.
The idea of a black matriarchy gained significant traction with the 1965 Moynihan Report.
Moynihan.
The Negro Family, the Case for National Action. This report, often criticized for its flawed analysis and racist undertones, argued that the breakdown of the black family, specifically the rise of female-headed households, was a root cause of poverty and other social issues in the black community. It implicitly suggested that black women's perceived dominance within the family structure undermined black men's roles and contributed to social problems. However, black feminists and scholars have widely debunked this black matriarchy myth for several reasons. 1. Misinterpretation of female-headed households. The fact that a higher percentage of black households are headed by women does not equate to a matriarchal or gynocratic system.
Boom.
These household structures often arise from systemic issues like poverty, mass incarceration of black men, and the legacy of slavery, which disrupted traditional family structures. It doesn't mean women hold systemic power over men in the broader community or society. 2. Focus on family, not society. Even if women are strong figures within individual black families, often out of necessity due to societal pressures on black men, this does not translate into political or economic power over men in the community or society at large. 3. Ignoring systemic patriarchy. The black matriarchy narrative distracts from the pervasive influence of patriarchy within the black community. Black men, while facing racism, still benefit from patriarchal norms that privilege men over women within the community. 4. Misogynoir. As discussed previously, black women experience misogynoir, which is the specific anti-black misogyny they face at the intersection of racism and sexism. This points to a reality where black women are subordinate to both white men and black men, not dominant. Evidence of patriarchy in the black community.
Okay.
Gender roles. Traditional gender roles often persist within the black community, with men expected to be leaders and providers, and women often shouldering disproportionate domestic and caregiving burdens.
Disproportionate.
Leadership and power. While black women have been instrumental in various social justice movements and community organizing, formal leadership positions in religious institutions, community organizations, and political spheres within the black community are still often dominated by men.
Wow.
Misogynistic attitudes and behaviors. As evidenced by the previous discussion on misogynoir, there are real issues of misogynistic attitudes and behaviors from some black men towards black women, reflecting a patriarchal worldview. Economic disparity. Black women, on average, still earn less than black men within the community, reflecting broader patriarchal wage gaps. Religious institutions. Many prominent black religious institutions, churches, mosques, are organized patriarchally, with male leadership at the forefront. In conclusion, while the unique historical and social circumstances of black Americans have led to strong female figures within families and a resilience among black women, this does not mean the black community functions under a gynocracy. The pervasive evidence points to a patriarchal system, albeit one that is complexly intertwined with the effects of racism and white supremacy.
Wow, that's such a good answer, such a breakdown. I had to download that in the document. Edward Anderson, please ask the AI that same question I just asked. This is Edward's whole point, that black families operate under a gynocracy. That's his whole thing. AI just said no, and here's why.